Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning, presented by Rock. Good job. Ha, ha. All right, Drew's awake. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition Morning Scale presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction. Ooh, we got Parish. Ooh, tilt that camera up a little bit. Parish Construction and Roofing. You need an orthopedic, go to Brock. You need a roof called Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. Okay, happy game day, everybody. Tigers, Bulldogs from Tiger Stadium, where, if you missed the release this morning, LSU has announced on-field sponsor logos. What? Blower. Drew's watching the backpack, the yard guys do the backpack blower. Venture Global is the on-field sponsor for Tiger Stadium now. The report from On3 about a year ago estimated those on-field for Power 4, those on-field sponsor brand logos could be worth between $8 and $10 million a year. That's significant. I mean, you're talking about cutting right into a giant chunk of what you're paying in rev share. That'll make up that difference in a pretty big way. So I'd imagine jersey patches will be next. I don't know if that's this year or whenever the NCAA allows it. Go this way. The NCAA allowed for on-field logos, sponsor logos last June of 24. And some have done it. I think like Washington has Alaska Airlines. I think USC has one, a deal as well. Say Kentucky. Anyway, do y'all have my mic? Let me hang on one second. Let me just check, make sure the mic's on. Okay, we're good. All right, just making sure. Okay. Anyway, so if you're going to Tiger Stadium watching, be on the lookout for that. And then go this way. Go this way. And then LSU and Louisiana Tech tonight. Not a great slate of games today. There's some intrigue. I think Ole Miss Kentucky is going to be interesting. Certainly everyone's interested in Michigan, Oklahoma tonight, which is sort of the marquee game of the day. Iowa State should be interesting. Baylor, SMU. SMU, of course, was a playoff team a year ago. Kansas, Missouri, bringing back the border war. LSU plays Florida next week. Florida welcomes in South Florida, so a good opportunity to watch the Gators play against step up in competition a little bit. I mean, from Long Island to South Florida to LSU. It'll be hi, my baby. Ha. Did you sleep so good? Yes. Vandy, Virginia Tech was an overtime game last year. Arizona State, Mississippi State. So you got some Power 4 non-conference matchups today. You don't have quite the heavyweight battles you did a week ago, but some good stuff on the docket, and I'll never complain. Or Oklahoma State at Oregon. It's a gigantic spread. That might be my biggest bet of the day is Oregon to cover that spread against Oklahoma State. I think it's 27.5. Let me see. I'm looking. That was at 6:30, no? Did I miss it? Oh, well. Let's see, Oregon. Let's see what that line is. Oregon. Oregon. 20. It's up to 28.5. Climbing. Hey, no. Feet down, please. Anyway. All right, let's say some good morning. See what y'all got. As always, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Hey, Barry, good morning. Jesse, good morning. Hey, John, good morning. Drew's good. Thanks. He's hanging out with us this morning. Thomas, Shabbat Shalom. Good morning. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Juan, what's up? First home game is BR resident. Let's go. Enjoy it, man. Should be a relatively stress-free night in Tiger Stadium. Jesse, Saints game Eve. Hope the Tigers get a big win tonight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is Jinglegate Day 6. Oh, Thomas. It's a week ago, but I blew it. Can't believe it. Brandon, good morning. ULM covers. I hope ULM wins. I mean, I don't think it'll happen, but see. Hey, Joshua, good morning. UFC at noon, Tigers evening. Let's go. It's an all college football day for me, man. Whenever football season kicks off, my MMA watching goes to Siddle. Funny question time. What if Brian Kelly did backflips and danced off the opposing sideline after the championship game if he makes it and wins it? I don't think Brian Kelly can do a backflip. That would be really surprising. Does Drew have his own backpack blower? Seems like a great Santa gift. He does have his own backpack blower. He does. They make toy backpack blowers, and so he does have one. He oftentimes just takes the tube part and like points it at his face and presses it so he feels like the air blowing on his face. John, I don't mind the on-field sponsors. Got to get the rev share money from somewhere. I agree, John. I think it's the thing where I think people react so viscerally to it because they feel like they're supposed to, and it's the sacredness and it's the law. And I'm like, the Cubs have a Motorola logo on their sleeve. I mean, the Yankees have a sponsor logo on the side of their batting helmet. It just doesn't matter. Like, we all become accustomed to it. Wait. All right. Say some good more. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was looking at that. Change my pick. I started to do it yesterday and got distracted. Period. Sorry. Okay. Brad, good morning. Who do you think is better offensive mind, Kiffin or Sark? Good this way.
No.
What?
La.
You want to sit on my... What's your knee? What's your foot? I don't know if you actually want to sit on my lap or you just want to see Daddy's phone. Not see Daddy's phone. Okay, you want to say good morning? You say good morning?
Yeah.
Say it.
Hi, Dad Show.
Hi, Dad Show. Hey, what day is today?
Saturday.
Yeah, where are we going to go today after Dad Show? Do you remember?
Daddy's with Sharky.
Daddy's working then to Sharky's. Who are we going to see at Sharky's?
Yeah.
Cynthia. Cynthia cuts Drew's hair at Sharky's. Do you love Cynthia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else do we see at Sharky's? Miss who? Miss who?
Oh.
Who else do you see?
Miss Tanya.
Miss Tanya. Yes, you do. Okay.
Oh, it's oh.
It's a blower? Okay. All right. Hey, Brad, to answer your question, I don't know, man. I kind of think of them both at the same ilk. I think if Sark was at Ole Miss, he'd probably have a similar result as Kiffin. I think if Kiffin was at Texas, he'd probably have a similar result as Sark. Chris, if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Kiffin. Damon, watching live from the parade grounds. All right, Damon, thanks for being there. Appreciate you. Sean, ULL has been having sponsors on the sideline for 10 years, nothing on the field, though. Well, that's not uncommon. Remember, using the blower. Well, because a lot of businesses or schools have had sponsors on the sideline, and like LSU's had them on the padding around the fence. So that's not uncommon. But on the field, this is a first. David, John, pretty sure Arkansas is Walmart. Oh, I think so. I think you're right. I think I saw that. They put the Walmart logo. Or was that, John, was that maybe just something like somebody, was that just something that like the internet, okay, it does. Okay, they did announce that. They announced that in September, last September. Yep, good call. There you go. Saw them on ATX. Who manages the rev share cap? Will it be similar to NFL salary cap? So the rev share, ultimately, like Scott Woodward is the athletic director. I mean, he's going to have ultimate say over what sport gets what percentage, right? So it's $20.5 million. Football is going to get 75% of that. And so then basically it's Austin Thomas who takes that roughly $15 million and determines how they divide that $15 million among the roster. And it's interesting because I actually have seen a spreadsheet of how they do it. And it's basically you have to, almost like an NFL salary cap, where you have to decide what percentage of your budget or your cap, however you want to say it, your pool of funds you're going to allocate to your roster. So they break it down by position, and then within each position, it's determined how they get that money. So like, let's say quarterback gets 16% of the whole budget, and then offensive line, cumulatively, the offensive line gets 23% of the whole. You know what I mean? It's a blower. So like they do it like that. I'm just making up those numbers. I don't know that that's accurate, just to be clear. But that's how they do it. And then within that position group, they allocate the funds within that position group like that. That's how they break it down. Drew. Sean, last week on Whiskey and Wine, asked for a white horse. Was that a reference to the pale horse? Man who rode upon his death? No, Sean, forgive me, man. I'm not even sure what that's about. I was asking for the white horse so that I could ride like Chief Osceola, Renegade, the white horse at Florida State, so I could do a Bama is Burning. And the honorees came through for me. The Eries and the honorees came through for me. I think it went pretty well. Jacob, literally missed morning going all week till now. Go Tigers. Glad to have you here, Jacob. Thanks for being here, man. Hey, Scott, if you can use, it's a blower. If you can use field sponsors to punt NIL, they can put one every 5 yards on the field for all they care. Remember, it's not funding NIL. That's the difference, Scott. You got to remember, like, I know I keep trying to explain this, but you got to remember there's a difference between NIL and revenue share. Revenue share is like across the board, it is capped at $20.5 million. And every school can spend up to $20.5 million. NIL now is third-party NIL, which is true NIL as it was intended. Every NIL deal over $600 has to go to the clearinghouse and be approved. So like you can't just, the collective can't just do a $500,000 NIL deal with the left tackle to have him. I'll give you a real example. So one of LSU's team events that they've done the past few years is they go to the food bank during fall camp. That's been one of their deliverables, appearances for their NIL funds through the collective. Well, that's like appearing at the food bank isn't worth $500,000 for one player. You know what I mean? So it's like you've got to submit exactly what you're spending and what they're doing, and the clearinghouse will determine if that's an appropriate valuation. They did not disclose the amount, but I've referenced this. There's an On3 article that estimates those deals to be worth between $8 and $10 million a year. I don't know if that's what LSU got. I'll try to find out. This morning, candidly, when LSU released, is the first time I heard about it. I didn't know that they had done this deal. Surprised too, considering I was at a NILSU event doing my show there 2 weeks ago, talking to basically everybody in that department. But they didn't spill the beans. I guess they wanted to keep it under wraps. Thad, Bradley, Mason, Jalen. Good morning, everybody.
What is that?
Murder Giraffe. Ryan Williams not playing today. Funniest thing could still happen. So Ryan Williams is out with concussion. It's a blow. Probably a smart thing to hold him out. But look, I mean, they did, they're down 2 defensive linemen now, down their best running back, now down Ryan Williams. I'd love to see it. HD Williams, Gumorgan. Roll Tide 99 should do Bama's Birmingham, Alabama, ULM is close. I won't do it if it's close, but I will be in Monroe on Wednesday. Nope, can't do Wednesday. Had to be Tuesday. Or maybe Monday. Probably can't do Monday. Probably Tuesday. Bradley, good morning. Brennan, Bubba, I understand the need for extra revenue. I wish we could have found a Louisiana-based company instead of a global venture capital firm. Bubba, so I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think it is the challenge that we often talk about with professional sports, in Louisiana. When people talk about, could we ever bring a baseball team here or talking about NHL? The problem is you don't have enough corporate sponsors. Like the only thing that makes those float are corporate sponsorships. You've got to have corporate sponsorships, naming rights for arena. You have to be able to sell suites and premium seats. That's all generally your corporate dollars that do that. And there's just not enough in this state. Brett, can you give my dad Cyrus a shout out? I know he's watching. God bless, go Tigers. Absolutely. Shout out to Cyrus. I love that, man. I love whenever we got multiple generations of one family watching. If it's fathers, sons, or a lot of you who watch with your young children now, love that. Love the many generations of Morning Scone. We've been doing this long enough now to where it feels like we've had a lot of Morning Scone babies and all that sort of stuff, which has been awesome. I love being able to celebrate those with y'all. And shout out to Cyrus, man. Cyrus Gidry, thanks for watching. Appreciate you for being there. Cheers. Have a great morning and go Tigers. Ethan, having to pay for parking the old 9 lots is BS. Wait a minute. But good morning. You mean to tell me the grass lots, the old front 9, like the grassy area between, I guess what was Seba and like in walk-ons, you have to pay there? And that's where we used to tailgate, like when I finished college. Dude, we used to get out there. We'd go Friday night and like leave a vehicle to hold our spot. And then we'd get there at 6 a.m. Got to pay there now, huh? Matt, you have it all wrong about MS NIL ruling unless you were saying schools can't do them. Keys has $500,000 NIL deal with Adidas. No survivor's remorse. He has a $500,000 NIL deal with Adidas, but he cannot take money from them yet until he steps foot on campus. So that's totally fine. You can sign the deal, but there's been no transaction. High school player, I do not have it all wrong. High school players in Mississippi, check your facts. High school football players in Mississippi cannot accept NIL money. He can sign a deal, which is like a placeholder for when he gets to school at Tennessee. Great, but he's not taking $1. The point I'm making is we're talking about Emmanuel Tucker yesterday who flipped. from LSU to Ole Miss. The state of Mississippi does not allow high school NIL. So the point I'm making is, for example, LSU has a commitment from Lamar Brown. The LSU collective can do an NIL deal with Lamar Brown. Like that's not subject to the clearinghouse. So the NIL deal that Lamar Brown did, he's already getting paid now. So he'll get paid from the collective before he steps foot on campus, because as soon as he steps foot on campus, he can't take money from the collective because everything has to go through the clearinghouse. Mississippi can't do that. So that deal that Tristan Keys did with Adidas, go look it up. He is not taking $1 of that deal until he steps foot on campus. So it's still not binding. If Lamar Brown, I'm just using Lamar, for example, because everybody knows him. Lamar is getting paid from the collective. They have contracts. If he were to flip from LSU, he would have to repay the money. So all that to say, the guys that you have committed that are doing high school NIL deals, they are firmly committed because they're financially bound already. If they were to leave, they'd have to pay back the money. So, so you're less likely to see those flips in Mississippi. Tristan Keys flipped, Emmanuel Tucker flipped, because none of them have any financial tie. Like Tristan Keys couldn't take money from LSU's collective. Emmanuel Tucker couldn't take money from LSU's collective. Keys can't take money from Adidas until he steps foot on campus. So check yourself, bro. Don't come at me with you got it all wrong. I mean, dog? I'm a good dude. Who you think you're talking to? Like, come on, man. Especially in the NIL space. I would challenge you to find anybody that's more aware of that space than me. I challenge you to find anyone. Brett, ask Iraq if she wakes up. Ryan Williams is out. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Let's see. Is it bad that I'm a band fan? Yet I'm a grad school student through ULM? Not at all. Bro, get your education. How you got to get your education, man. Go where you got to go, man. Allegiances are what they are. Leon, good morning. Tech graduate, always been a Tiger fan. Should have been in the stadium today. My blue and white jersey would clash my purple and gold hats. Jalen, can't wait. Beat Tech today. Worry about the Gators next week. Callie, good morning. David, hoping for a stress-free, injury-free is right. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you the things that I'm kind of looking out for. I mentioned them in Locked on LSU, but, curious to see if we see the 3 Weeks brothers on the field at the same time. That would be cool. I do think we'll see some guys play this week that didn't see the field much last week. I think Chris Hilton will have more targets. Ashton Stamps will see the field. Harlem Berry will get more touches. I wouldn't be surprised if Harlem Berry gets the whole fourth quarter. Would love to see the run defense perform again. Especially considering, the Tony Franklin offense at Tech is really a run-first offense, which is a contrast from what Sonny Cumbie is accustomed to doing. No offense, maybe wait 10 minutes before coming on air. What do you mean, no offense, wait 10 minutes before coming on air? I actually did, because I was going to come on at 9, and then I had to write the story for Louisiana Sports.net about the logo on the field. Nicole, good morning. Joni, when it comes to on-field sponsors, it is what it is. Got to pay for NIL somehow. Yes, totally. Bradley, good morning. Jalen, and I hope most people take this approach that Joni does. Like, it's not going to ruin your experience. You're still going to go in Tiger Stadium. They're still going to do the four-corner salute. They're going to play Colin Baton Rouge. LSU's going to win the game today. They're going to have numerals every 5 yards. They're going to have H-style goalposts. How they use that money on Elijah Haven. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will have a high school NIL deal for Elijah Haven. Ray, Matt, you're a great dad. Thank you, Ray. Best job in the world, man. I think anybody who's a parent knows that. Wish my pajama game was that strong. We put Drew in those onesie pajamas because it protect. He's got his feeding tube, and we keep an extension on him at night, an extension connected to his feeding tube, because he has to get medicine in the middle of the night. And then we also, like, sometimes, especially during school, like, I'll get up at 5 in the morning, 5:30, and start his first feed while he's still sleeping. So he gets it. It's digested by the time we're out the door. So we need that on there. So anyway, if he just had a T-shirt on while he slept, it wouldn't protect the feeding tube, and it would ride up and it could rub, maybe pop out. So like, for as long as he's got that feeding tube, no matter how old he gets, he's going to be in those onesie footy pajamas. I guess it's not footies. The feet there aren't footies on there. His feet are out of this. But anyway, David, Section 103 shirts are fire. Yeah, man. Shout out to Section 103. By the way, so Section 103, they're the company that did this hat that everybody loves, which I love, by the way. The helmet logo rope hat from Section 103. They new apparel brand. They're out of Atlanta. Their first school they did was Georgia Tech, and then the second school was LSU. But they have their polos, like their golf shirts, and they are fire. I'll probably wear one tonight on Whiskey and Wine after the game. But I got 2, and I'm probably going to buy like 4 more. Because they're all awesome. Like, I couldn't decide which ones I wanted. So I picked what I thought were my 2 favorite. Now I regret not getting a couple of different ones. So. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Really open to see the offensive line, bully these guys, run the ball effectively. I think that would make everybody feel a little more comfortable. I agree with that. Look, running for over 100 yards last week was great. Jonica Gotro, Ohio State is safe flight. Okay, there you go. Morning, Matt. Thoughts on the new transfer portal window? Yeah, Zachary, I don't love it. And I know I'm going to be the outlier here, but I actually did a video on YouTube talking at length about it. So I'll post it here if you're interested in watching it. But I don't love it. I understand. I understand it. I really don't like eliminating the spring portal window. I can understand moving the December portal to January. It does make it difficult because of school. You can roll your eyes at that, but ultimately they still have to be enrolled at a school, and semesters start in January. So it's why you had a December portal window, but that affected like playoffs and bowl games and all that stuff, and coaches trying to prepare whatever. So you can make it work functionally to move the window from December to January. Fine. I don't like eliminating spring because, just think about it. Think about how many guys go through spring football or in position battles and then maybe don't win the position battle and leave. Joe Burrow. Like, now that was different. There wasn't a transfer portal at that time. Joe was just a grad transfer. He was a grad student, so he could transfer without penalty. But AJ Halsey, Bernard Gooden, two guys starting on LSU's defense that were both spring portal window guys. I'm just always going to be in favor of giving the student athlete more options, flexibility, autonomy, opportunity, all of that. Tremaine, right segment was mental yesterday with cigars. Hey, Dad, good morning. Let's see. Non-Power 5 games are needed. Some people like those games. Maybe can't afford bigger games. Helps rest. Get a backpack, Erica. Very close to Erica. So Survivor's Remorse, you and I are just going to disagree on a ton today. So the resting the starter after big games and reps for young players is complete garbage. If everybody is playing them, if everybody's playing Power 4 games, then that's irrelevant. Everybody's got the same thing. That's what I want is equal. And nobody likes these games. Nobody. There's nobody that got the schedule and was like, yes, Tech, yes, Southeastern. Nobody. It's garbage. Don't bring that mess here. And when you say every sport at every level has them except pro, well, it's just college. I mean, high school is what it is. You put together a schedule how you can. And the reason you see it in other sports in college is because you're putting together a schedule of, in baseball, 56 games, in basketball, 30 games, and you're not going to have the opportunity to play all this because they all have to play home games. because they need the revenue. It has nothing to do with resting starters or getting young players work. It's all about playing home games for revenue. That's it. That's all. That's the only reason. It's all about money. Like, why does LSU baseball load up 30 home games? Revenue. Skip Bertman once famously said that $30 million stadium doesn't pay for itself with the lights off. So you have to find people that will come play at your place. Well, why would Texas Tech, Florida State, Miami all come to Baton Rouge in the same year? Like, they wouldn't. They're hosting their own weekends, trying to make revenue. It has nothing to do with the stuff you're talking about. It's lame. You've been hypnotized into believing the pablum that you're spitting today. Needing us out of there by halftime? Fine with it. Rev share clarification, the actual $20 million cap. Erica? Class, Erica? What are you doing? Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet, Erica. Oh, no. Oh, you're wet.
I'm soaking wet, Erica.
You are soaking wet. Did you poop or is that pee? No. Do not sit on me. No. Go on your playmat. Hey, go on your playmat. Hey, did you poop?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. Go sit on your playmat. I got to change you. All right, I got to go, y'all. I got to go deal with that. That's all over the place. Sorry, we're going to cut this short. That's bad stuff. I got to go take care of that. That I think most of you understand. Unless if y'all want to wait, like, give me 10 minutes. But I got to do this. Hang on. I tell you what.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of
If you want to wait 5 minutes while I go change him, or not.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com. Parrish
Survivor's remorse is the only one. All right. I'll go back. All right.
At Parrish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Parrish built. Parrish built. Parrish built. From your hometown. ParrishBuilt.com.
Okay. We lost about 100 people. That's okay. Shout out to the real ones, the 161 that waited. And I got great news. Great news. It was just P. That's a win. It's a big win. It was just P. He peed out of his diaper. Go this way. It's way better. So, you know what? I'm going to go from the bottom. Shout out to the real ones. Tyga Poppy, Robert Mason, Brennan, Edward O, Tyga. Shucks. Hang on. Shout out to the real ones that hung. Thankfully, it was not poopy diaper. Thankfully, it was just pee. Erica. I'm not gonna lie. When he said I'm gonna lay and I felt that well, I was like, oh no. Brian, what's going on? What? Okay, now you can sit on my lap now. Right, come on. Go this way. Okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to say something? What do you want to say?
What's that going on? What kind of way? Saturday it does.
Say your words. Use your words.
Daddy show, please.
Daddy show, please. This is Dad's show. I just want you to enunciate instead of speeding through it.
What's that going on? What kind of Saturday?
Slow. Do it slowly.
Parish Construction Roofing.
Very good. Parish Construction Roofing. Good job.
That'll say.
Go this way. Oh, you go watch your iPad? Okay. All right. Anyway. Hey, Nicole. Parrish did a great job. Thank you, Nicole. I would love it if I could ask if you would give us a 5-star Google review. I would appreciate that greatly. But thank you. Thank you so much for the trust and for the opportunity. Randy, thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody. Okay. Let me see if I can go back and find where we were in the comments. I think we were here. Rev share clarification. Actual 20 million cap. Does the NCAA manage that number? Rev should explode with creative ways of generating revenue. So that's a good question. It's a little bit of an unknown. Like, will that 20.5 million increase? Probably. As revenues increase, that number will probably increase. But when and at what rate is unknown. But yes, that number probably will over time increase. Like, I don't think it stays at that for the next 20 years. Let's see. Brandon Walker at Barstool put out a vid reading Bama message boards this week. It's hilarious. Bama fans want Vandy's coach. They blame Saban. They blame Sark for not taking the job. Pure comedy. They still don't get it. All they continue to do is point the finger at me saying LSU and LSPoo, and they don't get it. It's the result. The result of the LSU Alabama game has no bearing whatsoever on the joy I get in watching them stink, watching them melt. So they just don't seem to get it. Jalen, one thing we have to learn, not to go crazy about every loss in recruiting. You're the voice of reason for all of us psychopaths. Here's the thing, Jalen, like, this is how I've always looked at recruiting. And I will grant you, like, I am not an in the weeds recruiting guy. Like, I'm not talking to prospects or high school coaches or like following so that allows me to keep a big picture, broad perspective to say LSU's roster always looks good. And if there's prospects they don't get in high school, especially now in the portal era, they'll get them in the portal. Don't you go lose that game to ULM, bro. Don't you do it, ULM. Don't you do it, Bama. Curie LSU, love it. Robert, what's going on? Survivor's remorse. Since LSU's baseball school, not basketball, they should take 0.5% to 1% from basketball, give to baseball to compete with other SECs. So I'll tell you this. Baseball is LSU's biggest, baseball and women's basketball. Can you bring on Daddy's phone? Or where?
Table.
Table. Okay. Hang on. I'll give me 20 seconds. So, I'll share some numbers with y'all. Like I don't mind sharing these numbers. So we all know how it was broken down, where football is getting 75%, men's basketball is getting 15%, or men's basketball. So that's it. So 15 for men's. Yeah. So 75 for football, 15 for men's basketball, 5 for women's basketball. And then the other 5% is divided among all the other sports. So if you look at, so that's
Go this way.
go this way. So it's like, hey Siri, what's 5% of 20.5 million? So it's 1.025 million. Okay. So every other sport outside of football, men's and women's basketball, every other sport combined are sharing 1.025 million. So that's baseball, softball, gymnastics, track and field, volleyball, soccer, golf, all of it, right? Every other sport is sharing 1.025 million. Now, to the point about basketball, the issue is basketball is your biggest missed opportunity at LSU because it's the only other sport that generates revenue. So you're only making money on football and men's basketball. The thought is, why not invest in men's basketball to make more money? You make more money, then that's going to alleviate the rev share across the board and coaches, all this. So not like just accepting basketball is never going to be good is a missed opportunity, which is why they're going to invest there. Women's basketball getting 5% is a challenge because you want to be good in women's basketball, but that's a loss leader. Like women's basketball lost $8 million last year. So like they win and it's great exposure, but it's a major albatross around the neck of the athletic department financially because it costs so much and you lose so much revenue. But the thought is you can't buy the type of exposure that you get from Kim Mulkey and the team being good. Okay. Baseball, because I know there's a long way of answering it, but baseball, for example, of what Survivor's Remorse asked. So that's the biggest conundrum. So everyone here expects baseball to be great, expects baseball to win a national championship, but you're not giving Jay Johnson near the resources financially he needs to be able to compete with the top of the league financially, which is why winning this World Series was incredible because I'm telling you, Tennessee, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi State, Texas, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, all of those rosters had more NIL in their rosters than LSU's. LSU is midpoint of the league in spending on their roster this year and they won the national championship. So if you're Jay Johnson, like this is the conundrum. You go, okay, I showed you I could do it with less. That doesn't mean I want to get used to doing it with less. Like you want to be able to compete. So in that rev share number, baseball initially was slated to get $200,000 in rev share. They bumped it, they tripled it, but it's still dramatically less than what every other program the contenders are spending. Go this way. Like Mississippi State, for example, Mississippi State baseball is getting, I think, I don't want to say the wrong number. It's over $1 million for baseball alone in rev share. I can't remember exactly where, so I don't want to say the number, but it's over $1 million. So the point is, like, that's the conundrum LSU baseball is going to have, or LSU is like, you expect baseball to be great, you got to get baseball revenue, but you're splitting $20.5 million. So how do you do it? Well, how they do it is third-party NIL, where you have true NIL deals on top of the revenue share money. So, I mentioned I was at the NIL event a few weeks back, and I mean, Jay Johnson spoke to the whole crowd there, all the businesses, and he basically explained this. He was saying, like, they need, probably more than any other sport on campus, they need the businesses in this community to step up to do brand deals, true brand deals with LSU baseball players. Softball, like Beth's the same way with softball. The expectation is so high, but the financial commitment does not match the expectation. So it's very hard to win. You just lost your best pitcher to a conference opponent because she went and took more money. What do you do? Nicole, what players are hurt? For LSU, only Destin Hill. Destin Hill broke his hand last week, and he's the only one. Bailey, I was at Orange Beach. We took over that bar. So many LSU fans. It was crazy. Mike, good morning. How long would you like to see Nuss in the game? Maybe a drive in the third quarter. Bob, the only easy way to get to ULM in Monroe is to live in West Monroe. Seth, good morning. Come on, Warhawks. Will, do you think coaches getting a bye week after? Do you think coaches like getting a bye? I think they'd rather do it the other way. Have a layup in week 1 and the more difficult game in week 2. I think that's what they'd probably like. Hey, Vance, good morning. Ryan, revenue share. They're going to make up money somewhere. Now paying for parking, no matter how early you get there, makes sense, unfortunately. Carl the Cat, home opener vibes, getting goosebumps. Hats off to Kent Broussard, old and member. I saw that. That's really cool, man. Guy in his 60s made the Tiger Band. It was really cool. Ha, ha. Go this way. Why does LSU not match the Adidas deal with something similar? Well, remember, the Adidas deal is through Adidas, not through Tennessee. I think Tennessee... So Tennessee is switching. They were Adidas. Are they Nike now? They're leaving Nike to go back to Adidas. That's what it is. It makes sense. I mean, I think their best athlete would be wearing their gear. Wade, Matt, do you know if the money meant for Keys and Tucker will be allocated more high school recruits or saved for the portal? You got to remember. Okay, remember, we are talking about two different buckets. The conversation we had about last year's class, it is no longer the same conversation. I know this is confusing, but it is no longer the same conversation. The money the collective spent on this current roster, they front-loaded because rev share is now in effect, and you can no longer do collective deals with student athletes. Go this way. So the collective can no longer do deals with student athletes. Go this way. Ha, ha. What do you want Daddy to say, baby? Go this way. Again, so the money for Keys and Tucker, right, would have been rev share, whatever they would have been allocating once they got on campus and could participate in rev share. And that number is just not going to be as significant, again, because you have a lower ceiling, right, than what guys were getting last year in that interim. So it's not the same conversation of saying you can allocate that money for high school I know it's weird, but it's like, even when Brian Kelly said the $18 million number, that's not 100% correct because it's a blended number. On this roster, you have some revenue tied up in front-loaded deals from the collective, some in revenue share that will go into effect this fall. And some of that is paid out now, some of it's paid out in the future, depending on if they're 1-year guys or 3-year guys and how it's structured. So it's like, it's not exactly correct to just say a number. Like, I mean, I've asked the people who know, and it's very difficult to come up with, okay, like, what exactly is the number now? Because there's so many different ways to define that. Hope that makes sense. Jesse, Brambo, LSU Monster, Gulf South Hat Tip Catholic, come from behind, win against Destrehan. Proud of my kid's school, Curtis, flying to Cali and winning 54-26. Wow. Curtis, man. Wow. Yeah, Catholic and Destrehan played a great game. Catholic gave up a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. The game really wasn't even as close as the final score, but 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. I'll do that. But yeah. Oh, wow. High school team lost 104-0 in Kansas. Jeez. I didn't even have enough time in a game to score 104 points. Lewis, more Matt, would it be possible for you to tell Brian Kelly at some point we appreciate everything he's done for LSU? I feel like he needs to hear that from someone. No, I mean, I'm not going to say that. Like, that's not appropriate to say in a press conference. But you could call his radio show or write a message on his radio show and tell him. That's probably the better way to do it. Want to see Michael Van Buren sling it a couple of times? I hope so, man. I would love to see him look really good in a game. Let's see, misspoke Matt on keys. Excuse me. All good. Just careful where you're stepping, bro. Would like to see Parker starting over Hilton. He earned it last week, in my opinion. They're just not going to be playing the same position, man. I think the bigger question is, does Nick Anderson continue to get Destin Hill's reps? Nick Anderson had played 24 snaps last week. Remember, Destin Hill started the game. And Nick's a big physical wide receiver like that. He could be the guy that actually sees more reps today. Hey, Robbie, good morning. Thoughts on TJ Finley transferring to a sixth school? Yeah, I mean, as long as you're eligible, you can keep transferring. I'll never cheer against young people. I want young people to have success and to find success. But TJ Finley's made a lot of bad decisions in his personal life. And I hope he finds a situation that will allow him an opportunity to mature and reach his potential. Matt, I'm surprised Walter Mathis got playing time against Clemson. Have you heard anything about him in camp? Yeah, we looked at all those freshman defensive linemen. Mathis, Brown, Zion. I mean, Zion Williams is a monster, by the way. The future there is very bright with those young guys. But yeah, Mathis played a couple of snaps in a sort of a 3-4 kind of look. But I think he had 2 snaps. Oh, it must be watching game. I don't have game day on. Good morning. Would love to see us get out in front fast and big. Go to the second string by second half to avoid injuries. Completely agree. Yes, please. All of that. Matt, hook a brother up with your contacts, section 103. They're out of gold polos, helmet logo. I got mine. That gold polo with the helmet logo right here. It's one of the 2 I got. The other was the one with the pattern of the state of Louisiana all over it with the helmet logo right here. Love it. But I need to go get some more. DM them on Instagram, Juan. They're very responsive. DM section 103 on Instagram. And tell them you heard about it on Scone Show. Blake, somebody actually made the field goal. Oh, cool. As long as the eye is unsponsored, I can live with it. You're talking about midfield. Yeah, I could see a world where there's a logo under that. I don't think we'd ever see where they would remove the eye logo and put a sponsor logo, but maybe a sponsor under that. Kind of like, in like the Rose Bowl, right? It's the Rose Bowl presented by whatever, PlayStation or City or whoever the ones that have sponsored over the years. It's the Rose Bowl logo and presented by blah. I could see that. Curie don't make sense. Wide receivers can be found too easy. Keysman plays a freshman. Randall, good morning, Matt. even though Kelly has a good class coming in for next year, would you say this is the year where their roster? I mean, we've said that all along, Randall. I mean, I've literally said that for the last 9 months, ever since they went in the portal and did what they did. Like, they are all in this year with Nussmeier. Nussmeier coming back, they went all in the portal. They went and bought the best portal class. So, yes, they're all in to win a championship this year. Go to your Locked On video and read the comments about it, the non-Power 5 games. I know what people say. They say the same thing you say. And people say it because you've been force-fed this garbage and you believe it. And so you regurgitate it in the echo chamber. I know what people say, the same thing you say. And it's a flawed way of thinking. Nobody is excited to go to Tiger Stadium to watch this game today. You're excited to go to Tiger Stadium. You're excited to see your team. But there is nowhere near the level of interest, intrigue, excitement, angst, anticipation as a week ago against Clemson is today. It's a 36.5-point spread. Nobody wants to see this game. People go, oh, we need the breather. You need that because everybody does it. You don't want to put yourself at a competitive disadvantage, which has always been my point with these games. If everybody played 12 Power 4 games, which is going to happen, by the way. I mean, can't you see we're trending that way? Now you're going to 9 league games and the Power 4, so 10 of your 12 now are going to be Power 4 opponents. We're going to get to the point where it's all Power 4, and the world's going to go on. It's going to be great. It used to be that way. I mean, I brought up before, was it 1986 when LSU, or 88, whatever it was, in the non-conference, where LSU played Miami, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and then they had Tulane, which was a rivalry or whatever. So, like, it's been that way before, and it's going to be that way again. Just got to make the okay. Hey, no. Feet down. It's the last thing I need is to put his foot through that window. No, feet down. Thank you. Dude, one day he's going to kick his heel straight through that glass. And we're going to have an emergency room trip. You okay? After your backpack, we're going to get dressed and we're going to go for our dad's car to daddy's work and then go to Sharky's, okay? And then Drew's house, okay? It's 10:38. We got to get our bets in for the 11 a.m. games. All right, let's see. All right, smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. As always, shout out to all of our sponsors. Big shout out to Brock, man. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. The free Friday night clinic last night. Every Friday throughout the high school season. Football players, band members, cheerleaders, coaches, anybody that's injured on a Friday night can see a doctor for free from 9 to 11 at the free Friday night clinic at Brock on Bluebonnet. brortho.com to learn more. All right, Phil Steele like the under in Iowa State. We'll take that one. Let's see. He liked Illinois to cover the 2.5. We'll take that one. I like Phil Steele's play there. When's Ole Miss Kentucky? Is that 2:30? Is Ole Miss Kentucky 2:30? I think it is. Yeah, Ole Miss Kentucky's 2:30. All right. All right. Ha. I think Kansas is going to beat Missouri outright. I'll take the points, but I think they're going to win that game. Man, wish that Oregon game hadn't gone to 28.5. Anyway. All right. Randall, can LSU not match a D? Oh, sorry, we did this one. Sorry. Lewis, Deborah, good morning. Bob, as a father of a now 39-year-old son, I still remember the Saturday morning changing the diaper, the fountain of joy that was waiting for me. Sports Geek 91, longtime listener in California. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So kind, man. The internet brings the world together, man. I love it. Thanks for being there. Which games do you feel like could be likely L's for LSU now? I mean, Alex, before the season, I picked LSU 10-2. And I'll admit to you that it was a little bit of a hedge on my part because I picked them to lose to Clemson, as you all know, and I thought that would be the toughest game of the season, but I just assumed there would be a landmine somewhere that they'd lose. I kept thinking about 07 losing twice to Kentucky and Arkansas, 03 losing that game to Florida in Baton Rouge was a 19-7. Just wasn't a great day for the Tigers. That wasn't a great Florida team. Some days just not your day. But in the 10-2, one of them I had losing was Clemson. They won that game. So, I think the safe play is to say they drop one somewhere along the way, but I think they're going to be favored in every game the rest of the way. Maybe they could be an underdog at Bama. I guess it depends on what happens with Bama over the next 6 weeks, but or 8 weeks, but anyway. Brian, appreciate y'all very much, man. Appreciate y'all. Abner, good morning. Let's see, ATX, have you followed RC's comments to his show's panelists not being worthy of debate because he didn't play ball? Any thoughts on that? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what that. I didn't follow that. I don't know what that's about. Sorry. Hester is now permanent. Yes. So Hester replaced. I saw the Advocate ran that story. I saw it in my Twitter feed yesterday. I was like, was that not a thing already? I guess just I've known that for 2 seasons now. And Hester filled in for Doug last year, and he's the permanent color analyst on the radio broadcast. Now, yes. Mark, I just dropped a 5-star review. Thank you, man. When's my lemon bar coming? That's on E-Rock. Sooners better not get dealt by Michigan, because if they do, I am not a cheer for the conference guy, but this is one of those instances where I'm very much cheering for Oklahoma to absolutely humiliate Michigan and Bryce Underwood. I want to see that go very, very badly for Michigan today. Jeffrey, good morning. Have a great day. Bailey, haven't heard of you've heard of pablum? Really? You know the word pablum? It's like spit up. Bland or insipid intellectual fare, entertainment, etc. Bailey, I'm at the gym when you said poopy diaper. I must laugh. Steve, what channel will the game be on? It's not on a channel today. It's ESPN Plus, so it's stream only. Coach Nate Green, good morning. Let's see, Matt, why didn't Sadir Mitchell play against Clemson? Brother, I'm going to tell you. It is a very clear indicator of the difference between what Bo Davis wanted and what Kyle Williams wanted. And you probably heard me say this all offseason. But Bo Davis in the portal brought in Sadir Mitchell, 6'5", 360. Kyle Williams brought in Bernard Gooden, 6'1", 270. Very different skill sets. Y'all, Sadir Mitchell, he just doesn't move. He is a space eater. He is a gigantic, strong dude in the middle that is a space eater. Kyle Williams wants dudes that get off blocks, get upfield, make like Bernard Gooden. Bernard Gooden in that game had 3 tackles, 2 hurries. I need to go through this whole thing. Sorry. Anyway, I need to go through the whole thing. But anyway, the point is, Gooden's whole thing is first step, get penetration, flush the quarterback, get in his face, get him off his spot. Sadir Mitchell is a big dude that doesn't move. Like, I mean, all the reps we charted on that pass rush drill, like Sadir Mitchell didn't move. Like he comes up the ball and just leans and just doesn't allow his job is to create a car crash at the line of scrimmage. He just wants to create a pileup. Scone, is Paris licensed out of state? A friend of mine wanted to know. Yes, we are. What state? Craig, good morning. Mike, good morning. TJ will be 32 by the time he's out of eligibility if he matures by then. Not surprised. The two polos, the section 103 polos I bought are sold out. Not surprised. They're awesome. But they have a ton of great ones. Morning, Matt. Wife and I headed to Tiger Stadium from Biloxi. First in a long time since we've been. Meeting at her brother-in-law's. Our niece is going to La Tech. House divided. Awesome. Well, probably won't be a great night for the Texters, but a cool experience, right? To get to play in Tiger Stadium and all that stuff. Richard, Matt, looking forward to seeing you at Football Fridays before the Florida game. Awesome. I'll be there. Well, I don't think we're going to be at Don Juan next Friday because next week at the Florida game, they're retiring Charles Alexander's jersey. Friday night, they're doing a ceremony, like an L Club, a ceremony for Charles at Tiger Stadium that he asked me to sort of MC for him, to like do Q&A with him and all that stuff. Because I've known Charles for a long time and great man and all. So I'm either going to be in studio and then shoot to Tiger Stadium, or I might be doing my show in Tiger Stadium next Friday. It's going to be one of the two. So I will not be at Don Juan next Friday. If LSU wins the title this season, do you think Brian Kelly finishes his full 10-year contract? Unless if he retires. And maybe that's what you're asking. Would he retire? I think that's the only way he doesn't finish his contract is if he retires before then. B. Creole, Jeffrey Saint Romain duel. I think that's going to happen today. I do. I think there will be an opportunity for all three of them to get in the game at the same time today. 17-10 win against Clemson is better watch than a 44-7 against a lesser opponent. Point. Brian, good morning from Cheyenne, Wyoming. All right, Brian, safe travels. Boondocking and rocking. Randall Offrecht, good morning. Well, who does LSU have scheduled as their next home and away after Clemson? They have a future home and home with Utah and Arizona State. They play Houston, which is now a Power 4 game since they're in the Big 12. Here you go. They play Clemson next year in 26. 27, they're in Houston. 28, they get SMU in Baton Rouge. 29, they're at SMU, and they play Arizona State. And then in 30, they're at Arizona State. 31 and 32, it's a home and home with Utah. I doubt very seriously they play like 29, where they play SMU and Arizona State. I doubt very seriously they play both of those games. Sorry, had that one. How many touchdown passes for us today? Let's go 2. 2 in the first half. Call it a day. Heath, morning, Matt. Wife and I are headed to, read that one. Let's see. What do you think of 4 conferences, 8 conference games? Each conference has 1 non-power, 1 versus each other. But the other conference, well, first of all, you need more than 8. If you're going to have a 16-team league, you need more than 8 league games. I am totally for eliminating the conference championship games completely. They're worthless. Goodest way. There's no reason at all to play a conference championship game. The league existed for 60 years without it. And then Roy Kramer, very smart, forward-thinking man, recognized that as an opportunity to make money. And so they built the most successful conference championship game, which became a windfall of cash for the league, which is the only reason it exists. And then every other league subsequently tried to replicate it, and no one's done it as successfully as the SEC. But that's why it's functionally the conference championship game serves no purpose. Like the conference tournament in basketball, baseball, there's no reason. In baseball, you play a 30-game regular season with 10 SEC weekends. Why does a single elimination exhibition in a neutral site in rural Birmingham, suburban Birmingham, determine the chance? It's stupid. It's a money grab. That's it. There we go. Congrats to Double J for getting his raise. He deserved, or for getting his raise. Yeah, JJ. Yeah. They're having on YouTube the game. Well, I'm sure it'd be on YouTube TV, but it's on I know it's streaming on ESPN. Do you sign autographs when you're at the cigar shop after games? Is it fairly easy to get to the cigar shop from the stadium after the game? So, Alex, I'm not at Don Juan anymore after the games. T-Bob moved to Chicago, so we're not doing whiskey and wine at Don Juan anymore. I'll sign anything you want. Go this way. So most Fridays this year, I'll be doing AFR at Don Juan. But but for post game, I'll be live on however you're watching us right now. I'll be live post game. And I didn't fire up Facebook last week. I just did YouTube today. Today after this, I'll do Facebook and YouTube. That's a mistake. I don't know why I didn't fire up Facebook. I should have. I just did YouTube, but obviously there's a lot of people that watch on Facebook too, so I'll do that. So LSU A&M Friday. So Friday before LSU Texas A&M, we will be at Don Juan for AFR from 3 to 6. So if you can, if you're in town on that Friday, come see us then. He who shall not be named. Did you watch the oh, you're talking about the 4th and goal. I don't know if you meant the 4th, like the last play of the game. Go watch, if you didn't watch it. Y'all should really, highly recommend y'all should watch Handycast. Richard Dixon and Hannah Griff do like a film study breakdown. They get the all 22 of a handful of plays and they break down from the previous game. I'll post this one. Go watch the breakdown. If you have a second, I'm going to post it. Go watch the breakdown of the 4th down play when Perkins got the pressure and caused the incompletion. Go watch the breakdown of that play. Matt, are you afraid of a letdown game? Normally, yes. Normally, yes. This team has been so hyper-focused on 1-0. Like when I walked into football ops this week and I looked and I thought where they have, if you haven't, I posted the picture, but they have the schedule. It's 15 slots for all the games. And in spring, they had all the games up there. Well, they changed that with all the 1-0 mantra. The only thing they had on there was Clemson. And I thought they would have the Clemson result and then just start adding the game as it went along. But they didn't even have the Clemson result. This week is 15 slots. They were all covered except one. It was Louisiana Tech. I mean, you got a really veteran team, man. I don't think there's going to be a letdown. And Tech is really bad. Tech beat Southeastern 24-0. It was 3-0 at half. They kicked a field goal right before the end of half against an FCS opponent. One of their touchdowns was an 80-yard fumble return for a score. They also got another interception at the goal line. Tech's just not very good. So this should be a pretty one-sided affair. Jabari Mack had the 100-yard interception return against Catholic. Yeah. He's a really good athlete. I am excited to see him play in purple and gold next year. Hey, Scott, Carl the Cat, Prods up, Rob. When are they making Tech? Well, they're not because they're in the league now. Go this way, and that is a problem. So it came off because it's a conference game now. So we need to kick Lafayette's butt. Gulf South, I should have clarified my previous question. I meant, do you think Brian Kelly would retire before? Okay, yeah, okay. Boy, the new contract if he gets the title. Probably, but I would say I'm less concerned or interested in the dollar amount of what a coach gets. It's just, what's the buyout? What's the buyout, how it's structured? You want to pay a coach $10, $12, $15 million a year. If they're winning, it's worth it. Whatever. It's just, if things aren't going well, can you get out of it? That's the key. Go this way. All right. Game start here in 4 minutes, y'all. We're going to get going. Was the Riot standing on a box yesterday? He looked taller than you. No, I was when we were sitting or when we were standing. So it's go this way. You always, one of the things in TV, like the best example of this is Shaq on the NBA on TNT or inside the NBA. Like, notice you always want everybody's heads to be level on set on TV. And so like Shaq, his chair is so low so that everybody's heads are even. So like a lot of times when we're standing on the show and there's a height differential, like I'll spread my legs, like I'll widen my stance to get lower so that everybody's heads are even. That might be what it was. I don't know if this team's going to be stacked next season, man. You're losing Nuss. I mean, just look at what you're going to lose after this year. You're going to lose Nuss, Hilton, Aaron Anderson, probably Nick Anderson, Berrien Brown, Bauer Sharp, Josh Thompson, Pyburn, Payton, Gooden, Guillory, West, probably Witt, Delane, Halsey. I mean, you're losing everybody. It's one of the things about going into the portal and getting a bunch of one-year mercenaries is you're all in, but they're all gone the next year. So do you do it again next year? Maybe. Are you able to do it again next year? We'll see. But most importantly, like, you don't have a quarterback. Like, they are going to have to go in the portal and get a quarterback. Scott, go LSU and Tulane. They got a chance to sneak in. Yeah, man. Tulane has the best odds among the G6 to be the CFP representative. Crazy stat. SEC had 131 first-time transfer starters in week 1. I believe it. Let's see. The 4th and goal when Clemson scored the TD. Oh, I got you. I understand. Okay. That was like the last play. Got it. Yeah, I could see that. Got it. TV networks need to give us an all-22 camera angle for games. Some do. You can watch an all-22 on some of those on on the app. Not every game, but some of them they give you an all-22. Like the championship games and stuff, they do that. Very interesting to see how we play in this game today. Typically, this is a game where we feel we have to sort of prove something because of a week 1 loss. I really think LSU is going to be just fine today. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that Tech's not very good. I'm not so sure that I'm going to say that Tulane's coach going to LSU or going to Houston and Houston sucks. I like John Summerall a lot. Willie Fritz did great at Tulane. But going to Houston, you got to build a roster. You have to have resources. You're in a power league. It's a challenge, just a different challenge. Seems like LSU is starting to focus more on finding proven players in the portal as opposed to overspending for high school players. That's the opposite. I think so, Richard. When Kelly and Kiffin got hired at their respective schools, the way I looked at it was they were both taking polar opposite approaches. Kiffin was the portal king. Kelly was build through high school, supplement through the portal. They were polar opposite approaches. And I think what you're seeing is both of them kind of do this now. They're both coming more to the center where you realize you have to be heavy in the portal. But when you can build through the high school ranks and build stability and a foundation there, you have to do that as well. Go this way. All right, y'all, it's 11 o'clock. My apologies, y'all, if I missed you. I got Oklahoma. Go to sleep. Okay. You can have young talent, but you have to have experience. Like, why do you think LSU won that game last week? They got a bunch of 22, 23-year-olds that have played 40 football games. There's growing pains for every young player. Tremaine, no disrespect, can't see early being the starting quarterback. I agree with you. Guys can always improve. Players can always improve. And Joe Burrow never won the starting job at Ohio State. Players can improve. Remember, Colin Hurley was a reclass. So last year should have been his high school senior season, 16, when he showed up on campus. So what does 18, 19, 20-year-old Colin Hurley look like? You know? Okay, I got to go. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Show. We will be here, however you're watching right now. Go this way. We will be watching. We will be here as soon as LSU Tech goes final. We'll fire up a live stream. I'll go for as long as y'all want, as long as there's good questions. So calling it Whiskey and Wine. I'll be on the back patio with a cigar and a whiskey, and we'll talk about the game. I hope to see y'all. And we'll watch, we'll recap Michigan, Oklahoma. That should be finishing up about the same time. We'll watch some late night West Coast football. We'll look forward to it. All right. Y'all have an awesome day. Go Tigers. We'll see you. Peace.